In this video, I propel you to go deeper into Christ, to have a greater dimension of intimacy with Him. Enjoy and please subscribe. Father, we glorify your awesome name, my King. And out of that place, that secret place where we sit, where we're engaging with you, Father, where you're pouring into us, where as the ecclesia we're being taught, we're being realigned, shifted higher, deeper, wider into you. Father, let us as the fullness of your body begin to change, begin to literally reshape into that which we're destined to be. And individually, Father, let's begin to see the scrolls that's got our names on as we begin to engage in the heavens. Let's begin to operate out of the things that we agreed to for us mandated beings to do in the earth, so that that which we do is no longer works of iniquity, but works according to the will and purpose of Yahweh for our lives. Father, we love you. We praise you. We absolutely adore you, Father, and we thank you for everything you've done. We thank you, Father, for the sons and daughters that we can engage with, Father, the family that we have inside of the church, Lord, the men and women in this room, the men and women that couldn't make it, Father, that we still know and love, for even those in our own churches, Father, the men and the women that we engage with at work. Father, I pray that we will unite in a greater dimension. We will love each other, Father, without the understanding and perception of this world. That we'll engage into each other and have your Spirit and your glory bind us together. Father, we love you, we praise you, we thank you for who you are, my King. In the name of Yeshua. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, someone just switch the lights on for me again, please. Thank you, Lisa. Whoa. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, cool. I think we're doing really well. I'm very, very happy with what you guys have been doing. I see in the spirit you're enjoying yourselves. It's really good.
Oh, yes.
So I'm excited. I think it's been going really well. I see the change. I see the shift in the alignment. It's a good thing, right?
Amen.
Okay, Rebecca. Rebecca's my spiritual daughter.
Come on down.
Rebecca's my spiritual daughter, and me and my wife Claire, we love her very much. She honors us, and we love her, and she's just absolutely a blessing. She teaches out of her heart and engagements, which she's already experienced. She's been walking in this for 3 or 4 years, and she's engaged into everything with all force. So I would take tips from her any day.
Well, this has been really good. You know that those little 5-minute soaks, man, those are good. I mean, to me, that was even quicker than the first time. You know what I mean? And I've been asking the Lord to see from other people's perspectives. So this week, I'm spending time with people that their thoughts are way over here and mine over here. But I'm getting to understand by just listening to them talk and spending time with them. And one thing that I realized, and I was talking to Becky and Latrice earlier, is that Gustav, Claire, I, Claudia, we don't work, okay? So we have hours to do this. But that's not the norm for most people, right? So what we need to do is I was asking the Lord to show, okay, then how can I see through others' eyes that are busy, they have kids, they have jobs, they have sports afterward, they have Bible study, they have all these things going on. How do I, talk to them about this when I've got hours? That's not my life. I used to work a lot. So, but the thing is, it's just like this little soak. You got to find moments. I learned soaking deep, for hours, and then going to school, and then going home and soaking, going to spirit school, and then moving that into, okay, not just soaking at that time and spending time, but then parts of my day. So if you are on the opposite end and you are working and doing and busy, start with the little soaks just like this. On the way in the car. When you wake up in the morning, when you're in the shower, if that's what you have, if you don't have the time, and then build towards, just do it the opposite, right? Because we're at different parts. I can't just sit here and tell you what you need to be doing for 2 hours. You got to wake up at 3 in the morning before you go to work, and then I can't say that because I don't do it. If that's what you purpose in your heart to do, then you'll do it, because
Amen.
Whatever you desire to do, you'll make time to do, whatever is important to you. But you don't have to do that just because that's how I started doing it. You don't have to. You can start with little soaps like this, which was not even 5 minutes, and I was like, whoa, right? So just do that while you're, between tasks at work. Stop and You know, just close your eyes and, you know, just focus your heart towards heaven. And the more you do that, then when you do have time, you get those deep soaks.
Amen.
And work that way. But perspective is so important. And the things that we're up here sharing are just ways for you to go right in. I mean, that's how if I hear somebody something, and my spirit's like, ooh, then I go do it. Yeah. Whether I know how to do it or not. Yep. Okay, I don't care. I don't care if I know. But I just, you know, I'm going by faith. Right. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But if I sit here and don't do anything, then it won't happen. Right? I'm the captain of this vessel. I'm the one, not really, driving the ship. But I mean, if I want to go do something, then I'll go engage it. And that's what you have to do. You can't be fearful of, oh, I don't have time, or I'm tired, or it's not going to work, or I don't see, whatever. I don't see angels half the time, but I talk to them all the time until I do see them. And then I acknowledge and I speak to them. Right? Amen. You have to start somewhere. You know, when I was in the Marine Corps, I used to run a lot. I run 5K, 10Ks, half marathon. Marathon was the longest one. But they all, no matter how far I go, they all start off with that one first step. Yeah. From taking a step. And that's all you have to do. And getting together with people like this. I mean, I've shared stuff, and then I've gotten something from Latrish about what I was working on in the spirit that she had no idea about, but I told her about it, and then she told me, oh, yeah, I saw this. Oh, yeah, Claire saw this. So it brings the puzzle together. So I would encourage you to do this when you're having coffee with somebody, when you're hanging out, whatever you're doing, you know, spend 2 minutes on what's going on in the natural and 25 out of the 30, and let's go to heaven. Let's experience. We're transitioning kingdoms here, and as long as our focus is here, then that's where it's going to be. And I have been working on letting go of this kingdom totally, and it sounds crazy. I'll tell you one thing. I was projected into this because all my life I worked out. In the Marine Corps, we hiked, we jumped, we ran, we lifted weights, we swam, we did everything. And then I retired, and I didn't do it so much, and my knees were, you know, kind of bad. And then a few months ago, I couldn't find anything to get into. You know, usually I can like, okay, I'll swim, and I do that, you know, or I'll ride a bike, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. So what it ended up projecting me into is the supernatural. Okay, not that I can't do this, not that I'm gonna be lazy, but I want the supernatural. I want the spirit answer to this. My body was made to regenerate. My body was made ridiculously, wonderfully, I don't even know how good it is, you know? But I've always relied on the natural. I'm gonna eat right, I'm gonna exercise, what I know. That's what I know. So I'm going after what I don't know, which is the spirit. If I hold on to the natural, and this is just mine, you know, if I hold on to the natural, then that's where I'm going to stay. I have to forsake it totally, no matter how crazy it looks, okay? So, yes, I'm not working out, I'm not watching what I eat, I'm doing things in the spirit, right? Towards this end. I'm gaining weight, my face is breaking out. Hello, the opposite of what I'm looking for. But that tells me I'm in the right direction, right? So I had a disabled veterans plate because I got disability when I got out of the Marine Corps. I got a new vehicle and tried to get it transferred, and they're like, oh, we can't do it, so I just stuck with that because I'm not disabled, right? So if I hold that in the natural, that's something that this kingdom, the kingdom of earth, gives me. It gives me because I was in the Marine Corps and I had to, so that was a favor of, I don't want the favor of this kingdom, I want the favor of that kingdom. But I have to let go of those things that are behind me and reach forward to apprehend, right? But I'm holding on to this, I'm holding on to this, well, this is disability. And this was the core of the spirit school, I remember talking to Sandra, I don't want to depend on this government at all. So the money that I have coming in now comes from the government. No, I want to be able to give that away, sow it, trade it, all of it. And live, I don't know off of what, I don't have to worry about it. You know, and when Mike was talking about money, if I'm focused on the money that I have, how am I going to see that there's an angel out there or that all of heaven, you know, lives without money? Their money is faith. I'm faith. And not even my faith, the faith that is a being, Yeshua's faith. I can go engage this being that's called faith. You just show up. Where are you, Faith? There she is. You don't have to know what she looks like. Go engage her. It's not your faith. Amen. Yes. Just go engage it. These are things that you know, if you want to go do it. I will steal everybody's, you know, he's getting prophesied over. Yeah. It's not like I'm taking it from him, but, you know, I want it all. I want everything. But if I'm holding on to those things and what I know, then it's hard for me. I got to let go of everything. That's just how I am. But you have to find where you are in all of this. How you think, how you see. I just started seeing that blue flame that Gustav's talking about. But I just didn't get it. What's it there for? I don't know. I didn't see it. It didn't stop me from going to heaven. But now I started seeing it. And then when I talk to people, they see something else. And that's why we are the body. That's how we're all going to get there at one time. And like Mike was saying, you know, Gustav is very, you know, he has notes and he teaches. I get up here and just start yakking and hope that, hope that the Holy Spirit, I don't have a, you know, regimen and this is what I'm going to talk about. I mean, I got a million things up here. But I just, you know, pray by faith. That the Holy Spirit is going to say something that somebody, you know, that, and I know what I'm talking about. But it's not, I don't want to make like I'm just up here ditzy, but I don't worry about it. I don't formulate a plan. I have a lot of things in my head, and I want them all to be something that you will be able to take from here and go, because we're the body. We're going to get there together. It doesn't do any good if I know this stuff. And we as teachers or people that share, we have to give more than one perspective so that because it's our responsibility, since we have it, to help those that need to get it as well, so that we can all arrive there at the same time. So one thing that I wanted to share with you was I realized that the things that have propelled me closer is asking questions, or further asking questions, and then seeking the answers. And then when I have an answer and what I can have, I'm knocking at that door. So then in Matthew it says, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. Hello, how simple. You ask, you receive. Now, if you're asking something way over here and the Lord's heart is over here, then that's where my problem was. Okay, I was like, I want this, not even thinking about what he wanted. I mean, I did. I thought I was, but it wasn't. And so you can't just arbitrarily ask things. But it's really that simple when you're aligned with the Lord and when you're in. I think it's so simple. The further I get into this, the easier it gets.
All right.
And I have moments where I'm like, what's going on? That's usually when you're going to a different level. Yeah. You're going deeper, higher, you don't understand. That's where I get where I'm like calling Claire and Gigi and crying and going, I don't know what's going on. And you think I'd understand it. Now, and I did this time. I was like, okay, I understand that I don't know what's going on here and this is really weird and I don't know what's next, but sometimes you just need to talk to somebody about it, you know? So by the time I got to them, I had kind of worked through stuff, but it's always good to have someone. Anyone. But especially people who mentor you to say, I don't know what's going on. And they don't give me an answer. But you know what that does? That makes me ask the Father, okay, what's wrong with our relationship that I can't figure out what's going on here? And it's usually my fault because I'm not listening or, you know, whatever. It's never his. But that propels me to closer, to find out. To go find out, to go ask, to go seek. No, not. So, asking first, okay? So, asking is two-sided, well, many-sided, really. But usually, like in school, if you're given a project with a group of people, okay, or the teacher assigns something, okay, and you're sitting there and okay, you got instructions, this is what you do. Anybody got any questions? Okay, there's either somebody that has a whole lot of questions and can't get started until the questions are answered, somebody that doesn't have any questions, and then can just start, like that's me. I can start, and then I have questions when I get into it, right? Then there's somebody that has a bunch of questions that just doesn't ask, and then they don't even get into it. So they don't get anywhere. They're just, when they're working in a group, they're that person that does nothing.
Yeah.
But that's not us here. So, the person who asks a lot of questions before you get started. We have a lot of people like that. In this new revelation, you have to ask, because we want to know how. Okay, well, how's this work? Well, how do you do it? They want to hold their hand while okay, you can go to the sun. Pew, I'm going. Okay? But you have to find where you are. There's no wrong or right. The only one's wrong is not doing anything. And you know, you're still going to go to heaven and God loves you.
Yep.
He doesn't love us either one of us any more than the other. But if you're seeking, you're asking questions. Well, how do I do this? Well, how do I get there? That's fine. That's what we're here as the body for. That's why we come to Spirit School for, to get questions answered. But I also ask the Lord, you know, what is this about? Like recently. Well, like I was telling you about faith. I was thinking about something, and then I realized faith was a being. And I could, you know, text Gustav, can I go, is faith a being? Yes. Okay, let me go engage it, you know. But the things that you read, things that people say, that start questions in your head, the word, whatever it starts, a question in your head. I had another one. Okay, when money is not the most important thing to you anymore, valuable, what do you trade with?
Amen.
Now, I'm not saying money doesn't mean anything, but I've worked from way from there to here to where money, you know, I can give you money, I don't have a problem, I don't worry about my bills, if I don't care if I'm on zero after my money comes in, I work to get there. So what is it? But, you know, you can always give more of yourself. I don't have the full answer, but you can always give more of yourself. And so, okay, let me change my perspective. So he gives me different people with different perspectives. Okay? Amen. And you're trading. Okay, I'm gonna trade mine for that. Mine for yours. Mine for yours. Mine for his. Right? There's always something to trade with. It doesn't always have to be money. But money right now is very important to us because we're living in this kingdom, but we're transitioning to the other kingdom where slowly but surely it won't be that big a deal. And then sometimes the Lord will ask you questions. Like he asked me, so what is it you won't do for me? I will not live away from my grandkids, don't even ask me. Okay, he didn't ask me. He just asked me, what won't you do for me? Right? But my issue was I don't want to leave my grandkids. Well, can I show you another perspective? Okay. And over the time he has, and just the other day I told Claire, I said, you know, I think I probably could live away from my grandkids. My God, that's huge, right? It is. But he still hasn't asked me to do that. And the home that I'm believing for now is inside out, like a few blocks away from my children. So it's changing your, that's what he wants to know. Change your perspective. He's going to ask you questions that are going to make you question he already knows the answer. He's going to ask you questions that are going to make you look at yourself, look at your heart, and say, okay. Because I was like, no. What am I going to talk about right now? You know, I didn't want to talk about it because I wasn't ready for that. But that was something that I was putting before him that I realized. I don't want there to be anything that I won't do. Nothing. I don't care what it is. Now, I always have my free will, and I can always say, you know, I don't want to do this. That's fine. Okay, well, let me give you another perspective. Okay. And when he does, he still hasn't asked me to leave my grandchildren, but now, you know, they're getting older, they're working on my nerves. Yeah, I can move away from them. Yeah, that's no problem. So those things are to propel you deeper. Ask a question. You're asking a question. You're asking a question of the Word. You're asking a question of the Father. He's asking you a question. And that's what intimacy is. Intimacy in the beginning is sitting on Daddy's lap in the throne room and hanging out. That's intimacy. But intimacy continues as you, like, and you're married someone years. Intimacy is going through things with them, situations. You have children. It's life. It's not just snuggle bunny, right? It goes deeper into what we do into these encounters, into the dominion that you're walking, that he's giving you, and the revelation that you're getting. So ask questions. But try, you know, transition from asking, I used to ask them, share my, wow, how patient were they with me? I was like a little kid, guess what happened to me tonight? What happened tonight? I did this, you know. But now it's transitioned into, I don't say so much anymore. Right. I don't share so much of what I'm doing. I don't have to ask them so many questions. I have a million questions, but I try to ask the Holy Spirit, ask the Spirit of Might, whoever, first. And then if I really just can't get anything, maybe it's a blockage or whatever, then I'll go ask. Because that's what we do as we mature. That's what our children do. They don't come. First they come to us for everything. And then after a while, you're asking them why they're not coming to you. You know, it turns around. So asking questions is going to propel you deeper and deeper and deeper. And you're going to get the answer. It might be through someone, but you're going to get the answer because that's what the Word says, right? That's what my phone says. Ask and it will be given to you. Given to you as in the answer, given to you as things that he wants you to have. But then again, what's your perspective? Why do you want to have this thing? Because things are important to him. It might be important to you. Why do you want this thing? Your motivation is, your heart is very important in those things. So don't just think, okay, I'm going to ask for a Lamborghini, you're going to get one. You might, but we're transitioning. So we should ask, because it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. And all these other things that are going to be taken care of. Right? Seek the kingdom. Seek the Spirit ways. Seek him. Seek, seek, seek. And that's the next mark. Seek. So you're asking questions, okay? Okay, so I asked the question, so is faith a being? Yes, he is. Yes, she is. And it was a he, she for me. I didn't know which one it was. It was kind of both. Okay, so where do I find her? Because wisdom, you can find it at the gates in Proverbs 8. There it tells you where to find her. So where do you find faith as a being? I don't know. You go into heaven? Oh, there she is. I didn't have to go looking under chairs. I didn't have to go, looking under the throne. There she was. Faith. And I engaged. Now, What you see is what you see. And you know, I've heard it a lot today, and I've said it, he's going to meet you where you're at. And I always took that as, okay, well, I'm not ready there. I'm not there yet. I'm not ready. So he's going to meet me right in this lowly place. And he will meet you there. But guess what? He's meeting me at that supernatural, way out there, which may not be the way out there for a lot of people, but it's way out there for me. He's meeting me right there because I'm going to choose the other end. I'm tired of this end where I can't do enough, I can't get enough, I can't see it. No. I'm going way out there. And if he has to bring me back a little bit, then that's fine. But he's going to meet me out there. Right? So let's think a little higher. Let's think a little higher. Let's think about, okay, not just getting by or not just seeing. I want to see everything. I want to do everything. I want everything that you have. So if that's where you are, then he'll meet you there. But in that, it's not just a thought. It's not just I want. I'm trading into it. It's trading into it and then doing the practical application. Then you go after it. Then you seek, okay, understanding about it. Then you seek, what it is that is his heart for what you're seeking. Because it used to be, and it's getting closer now, where my thoughts or my desires were way apart from his. And when he would tell me something and it would happen way over here, some crazy way, when I was thinking it was this. So I thought, why are our thoughts so far apart? It's because I don't know him well enough. But the more I know his thoughts, I know his heart, I know how he thinks and what his motivation is, then that's going to bring me closer to his thoughts. And then when something happens, he tells me something happens, it happens just like he said, just like I thought, because we're thinking alike. When I say something, it's just what he once said, because we're together, we're as one.
Amen.
And so we're asking questions, and we're seeking. And so how do you seek? You go in the Spirit, you ask there, you seek. Sometimes I'm on my phone, Google. I don't care what you say, Google's got some good stuff. Just to get me started. If I really don't know where to go, or I'm not finding anything, in the Spirit or whatever, sometimes I just don't. I go Google to propel me, and then I'll get a bit here. But I don't rely on that. I get away. I used to have to do that all the time, because reading the Word, I didn't know what the heck. I was reading with my soul, and people, would have sermons that would come up with some amazing stuff. I'm like, where did you get that? But, so I use the Word now, and I'm like, okay, and I mostly read a sentence, or I'll listen to a teaching now, and just get like 2 words out of it. Oh, okay, that's it. So we're transitioning from this, and that's how you transition. You're asking, seeking, knocking. You're seeking. You're seeking the Lord. You're seeking His will. You're seeking what your destiny is. You're seeking. And the seeking is a matter of your heart as well. He already knows. Sometimes you don't even have to ask a question, and there the answer is, because you're seeking. You're seeking with your heart. You're asking questions. And what does it say? My phone keeps going out. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. And so we go on to we're asking questions. He's asking us questions. That's propelling us in all these different directions. We're seeking all these different directions. And then when I get understanding of something, or I feel like, okay, this is where he wants me to go, or this is what he wants me to go after, then I'm knocking. Okay, how's this going to happen? I'm knocking. How's this going to happen? Let me know. I don't have to know the ins and outs. I really would love to know the ins and outs, how this is going to happen, but at least point me in the right direction. Let me know, because I'm knocking. Because I know now that I can have this. I know that this is a place I should be going. I'm knocking. I'm knocking. And it's not always, sometimes it's a door, because we think, oh, it says, knock and it will be open. Well, that doesn't mean it's always a door. It could be a door. There are doors in heaven. I've never seen a door in heaven that was unlocked, that I was locked, that I couldn't get into. Now, there was places like the courtrooms, I'd have to look in the window first. I never did try the door, I don't know why, but maybe it was because my revelation wasn't, oh yes, I can go in here yet. But nothing's ever locked. There is no locked door in heaven. If it's locked, this is just me, either I don't see the door at all, or it's there, and I can go in. If I try the door. Like the first time I went to the courts, or court of war, I didn't try the door, I just looked in the window. That must have been my perception of, oh, I can't be here, So the door is not always, the knocking is not always on the door. You're knocking for revelation. You're trading. That's your money is trading. You're trading your perception. That's knocking. And it says it will be open. So that's revelation. It's going to be open to you like a movie. You're trading into your eyesight. It's open to you like a movie, like you could just see crystal clear if you're knocking. But you can't just be sitting and doing nothing. We can't do what we used to do.
Amen.
Because it's what Mike said that earlier. It's not everything we've been doing got us this far, and we honor it, and it's awesome. But there's a higher way. There's so much more, even than what Yeshua did. There's so much more than that, and we can have it, and it's ours, and we're supposed to have it. So it's our responsibility to go ask. Okay, well, how do I find this? Go seek, and then once you're pointed in the direction, you go seek it. And then you go find it, you knock, and it will be open. It will. That's what the word says. I'm not making it up. It will be.
Will be.
It will be opened unto you. So that's what I like about these, and I encourage you to ascend together. The married couples ascend together, friends ascend together. Just do spiritual things together instead of getting together and seeing a movie or whatever. Whatever. Leave that. And I'm not saying you can't get stuff from movies, and yeah, you do, and from TV and all that stuff, and that's great. But make it something that is your life. That is your life. That's who you are. That is who you are. But we have to transition. We're changing kingdoms right now. And so when someone comes here from another country and they get citizenship here, they forsake the things. Now, obviously, they bring their heritage, all that stuff. But there's things there that they don't do anymore because they're here or whatever country they go to. If they don't speak the language where they are. There are people that have come to this country that don't speak a lick of English, but they came here and they learned English.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that they still don't know Japanese or their native tongue or whatever, but they are leaving those things behind and moving forward. And if there was things that were bad in their country, maybe they came from a communist country and they're used to a certain way, they have to learn to leave those alone, realizing this is where I am now.
Amen.
I'm not where I used to be.
Yes.
And this is a different country, and that's where we are. This is a whole different kingdom that we're dealing with. My heart is burning. My heart is burning. Man, this is good. And now, I used to think, oh, something's wrong. Never heard of that. I didn't know, or I was feeling something for someone else, and maybe that's true. But man, to me, it's just the truth. And it's not because I'm saying it. It just feels like the truth. I have these conversations all the time, and my heart burns because it's just like on the road to Emmaus, And one of the things I used to do, and I need to do more, is go into the Word. Like, the first thing I went into was the woman with the issue of blood because, hello, I'm a woman. I can understand. So I was able to go into that, and I was able to go in as her, and then I was able to see through the eyes of her neighbor, or people living near her. And then as I got revelation that, okay, she didn't live in there, she was probably living outside of the village. And it changes as my revelation changes.
Right.
I was able to go see Moses and when the Red Sea departed. First, I was right there by him and I saw it go up. Then I was like hundreds of miles back because there was a big crowd. It was a big, so the people in the back were like, what? They probably knew there was a sea up there. So you go into the Word and you just put yourself there.
Yeah.
Like we did this morning, put your friends there, put your spouses there. Go together. So that's one thing I'm learning to do now, is seeing other people there. Because I know other people have been there, but to look and see them and say, oh, hey Claudia, hey Sandra. Whether they're there or not at that time, if you frame that up, then eventually you will know when they're there and you will actually see them.
Amen.
But if you, like it's been going on 4 years, and for the most part, it's just been me. And I've seen Sandra a few times. I looked back when I was leaving the garden and she was planting. But I want to be aware now, and maybe that was me learning how to, navigate the kingdom by myself. I had to get it for myself. But now that we're all as a company, we're doing it more. Then we can see each other there. Then we can go to where we can strategize. There's a place we can strategize with people about what's going on. Okay, well, I don't know where that is, but I guess what? I'm going. And I'll envision all of you there, whether you're there or not, to get me started. It's all to get you started. And the Lord is going to meet you where you are. So if nobody's there, but you're just putting them there, then that's fine. However you see Yeshua, that's how he is to you. Wherever you are, whether they say there are no beaches in heaven, guess what? I sit by the beach with Yeshua all the time because I love the beach. Okay? It's what's real to you, what's important to you, and then as you get more pieces, and you learn more teachings, you hear people say different things, then you're going to understand what Yeshua really looks like. But right now, if he looks like that guy in all the churches, then by all means, that's okay. beat yourself up for if you, or don't think you have to see certain things. You're seeing what you're seeing, and that's a start. And the Lord is overjoyed that we are there. And I've done things in the Spirit that's probably messed up some stuff in the natural, but oh well. I mean, not oh well as I don't care, but I mean, you have to get started somewhere, right? Yeah. So rather be there and maybe mess up some stuff than not be there at all. And, you know, it's terrible when people's house gets wrecked and, you know, storms hit people, but, you know, there's a grace there. Because, you know, the Father wants us to learn. He wants us to be there where He is. And not just in, you know, I learned and read through the Word that that's where I could be. But I didn't know how to get there. There was that disconnect. You know what I mean? I'm like, yep, I should be doing this. Yep, we should be doing, you know. But how do I just, I mean, I prayed for a gazillion people and they weren't healed, you know. And even now what Mike said was now it's time, I go to the courts a lot and I still will, but now I just speak a thing. Oh, you're going to be fine. Oh, you're going to be healed. Right? That's because if I want to be an oracle, if I want to move in that, then that's what I have to act like. I'm telling you, I learned in the Marine Corps to just, you know, people just looked at me and thought that I was a certain way because of my demeanor, because of the way I acted. It gets you over, I mean, it got me over for a while. I'm not trying to fake it, but you know what I mean? You have to step into it, whether you feel the full authority or not. And then next thing you know, you're going to see things begin to happen just because you said it. And you have to be careful what you say. That gives you a responsibility. You can't just say any old thing. Oh, my legs are killing me. Right? Right. Or, gosh, you're stupid. Thinking to yourself, oh, God, if I'm the only one thinking these things, okay. But, you know, we have these thoughts. We're thinking, oh, can you just, you know, whatever, be quiet. Or, well, you know, we have these thoughts. So we have to remember, when you want to decree and declare, then you have to recognize the words that are coming out of your mouth. And then realize, okay, what other effect can they have? Like, you know, we've gone to the court several times for some storms, but maybe didn't do all we should have because it missed this part of the country, but it slammed that part. You know what I mean? So we have, and it's a growing thing. So it's, you know, there's always grace, but that's not a grace to be wrong. It's just a grace while you're learning. As long as you're progressing, as long as your heart is right towards the Lord, then that grace is there. Amen. And so, okay, I don't have an hour to talk, but that's, you know, that's where we are. And so, and I'm leaving those things which are behind me. I'm leaving this kingdom. I'm leaving it as much as possible. I don't take medicine anymore. I don't exercise. God help me, you can tell. But wait, there's going to come a day, because I speak to my muscles, I speak to my tendons, I speak to my dim eyes, I speak to my skin, I speak to gravity that's affected some things that it's not going to anymore because I'm not subject to this kingdom because decay has ended. Now, if I think that decay still happens, then yes, it will. All right. But it's a being renewed by your mind. I'm telling you, the thoughts that you think and what you believe, and that's just your mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. What if went in your heart? I mean, it begins in your mind and then it drops in your heart. It's not going anywhere. I am not dying. All right. Amen. I'm not joking. I'm not nothing. I'm not dying. Okay? Now, if you want to, that's fine. And if you believe that, that's fine. Everybody's in a different place, but I'm not dying. And I can say these things to people. I'm not everybody. Well, yeah, I guess I am. But I mean, I can say these things in confidence. Now, will I? I don't know. But no, at this point, yes, I do know. I will not. Will not. Okay? Amen. I will not, because I'm declaring it, because I'm believing it. I'm saying it, because I'm an oracle, because I'm that close with the Lord. And I'm going to get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And we are going to get closer as a group, because it doesn't get any good for me to do it, you know, by myself, like has been in the past. You know, it doesn't do any good. And I used to beat myself up, because I'm like, okay, I don't have, what gifts of the Holy Spirit, I mean, what gifts do I have? I don't have the healing, I don't have, you know, I'm thinking, these people are doing some amazing things. And I feel like I'm not doing anything because my soul's telling me that, because everything I do is in the Spirit. Amen. 95% of it anyway. So your soul's like, you're not doing anything. Go feed the homeless. Or, you know, your soul. But you know, the more you work with your soul, the more you honor your soul, you honor your body, it's lining up. My soul doesn't fight me so much anymore. It just doesn't. It's just like, okay, well, all right. You know, we're going. You know. So it doesn't, that's part of the alignment. And my body is going to too, supernaturally. I'm not exercising a lick. I'm not dieting, because I'm turning my back on those things that I know. I want to know what I don't know. Now, when I find out what I don't know, and that doesn't get me to where I think it's going to get me, then okay. I'm not saying I won't exercise, but even when I do exercise, it's not for exercise. I can hear the Lord, whoo, when I'm walking, when I'm swimming, because it's a mindless motion. My mind doesn't, I just one foot in front of the other, listening to music, swimming laps. My mind's not engaged. I'm just in heaven. That's why. That's my motivation has changed. So if I ever do again, it's for that reason. If I go walk, it's like this. I don't go any faster than that. So if you want to go walking with me, please don't, because I'm not going any faster than that. Right? But for me, I have to let go of this kingdom. I have to. And there's a point where you're mixed. You're mixed, and that's fine. But the Lord says either be hot or cold. But that's not a bad thing. He's just asking you, be either hot or cold. He's not saying, okay, there's going to be a period of lukewarmness. That's a word. There's going to be a time of that because we're transitioning. It's a transition. But there's going to come a point where you're going to have to say, okay, are you choosing this? Are you choosing this? And then whichever one you're choosing, that's what you work towards. We've been working towards this however long you've been in the revelation or in the school or whatever. We've been working towards it. But there comes a time when, and because I purpose in my heart, that it's going to happen. And I'm going to do totally, everything I do is going to be supernatural, just like the angel with his money. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Not because I love money, not because I even think I need it in this world.
Yes, Lord.
But just because I want it, because I want to do something. And you know what? I want these things to happen so that there's no question to the unsaved of how it happened.
Yes.
It's not Rebecca. It's got to be what?
Yes, Lord.
It's got to be the Lord. There has to be, it has to be. There's no question in it.
Thank you, Lord.
So, well, like my granddaughter, well, I think that's a go. But I think that we are headed in the right direction. And I am so thankful that Gustav and Claire came to the United States for me.
Thank God.
And for all of you. He could have sent him anywhere. But we have him here on a weekly basis, 5 different places on YouTube, all over the place. So, and we have, you can ask questions of me. Anybody, that's what we do. Because we have to be able to show you how to get there. We can't just say, this is how you do it. And I try when I speak to people to, and the thing of getting different perspectives is so that you can see how they think. Because we all think and learn alike. Like Ian Clayton, he bangs on something for months at a time until he's got it. Me, I'll hit there. Okay, I'll hit there. I'll hit there. And then it all comes together. But first I was frustrated because I thought I need to focus on this for a long period of time. But I don't think that way. And I don't retain that way, and that's how I am. So you have to know how you are. And that's how spending time with Yahweh shows you who you are, how you learn, what your personality is, so that you're not comparing yourself. This is a race, but it's not a competition.
Amen.
Right? Because we have to all get there at the same time. I said this before. The Marine Corps used to run in formation. We'd all run, and then some would drop out, and we'd come back, and we'd pick them up. Okay? Now, at the end of the race, those who had still fallen out, they have an obligation to go out and get themselves in shape, to run more so that they can stay with the group. Right. But we're always going to come back. We're never going to leave anybody that wants to come, that's working towards it. Because we're more powerful together. I'm telling you, I was working in the spirit for my grandson for probably a year and a half, just stuff that was coming against him. And then Gustav prayed with me one night, and bam. And it wasn't because Gustav prayed with me, it's because it was the power of agreement. That's why I asked him, I was like, what is this? I've been toiling. I've been doing some stuff and worrying and, praying and courting, and then bam, it was done. So we're always better together.
Yes.
Always. We're always together. There's 2 is better than 1. I think there's a word that says that. 2 is better than 1. So if 1 will put 1,000 to flight, 2 will put 10,000 to flight. But on the opposite side of that, if you'll put something to flight, then you can bring it here. We have to look at the opposite of what the word said. The word said 10 will want to put 1,000 to flight. Okay, then I myself can bring 1,000 angels. I can bring 1,000 revelations. I can bring 1,000 answers or whatever the thing is, right? 2 put 10,000. Shut the front door. How powerful are we? Now stop acting like we can't. Stop.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can do because nothing is impossible.
Right.
Nothing with the Lord, right? Woo! Yay, I'm so excited. I want to just run around the place. But, it's good stuff. And if you're bored, then you're not doing enough. You're not talking enough. You're not asking enough. You're not seeking enough. And that's not a condemnation. That's just okay, let me propel. Let me if you can't see the throne room, then look at something else. Look at the king, look at Eden. Look at wherever you want to be with the Lord. Look at the spirit of might. But hang out with the spirit of might. He's so awesome. He's awesome. They all are. But there's a time in your life when a certain spirit will come and teach you.
Amen.
And you just go with it, whether you see them or not. Sometimes I'll see them, or I'll see a color, or I'll sense they're there. I don't see them every day. We're not walking hand in hand, walking down the road every day. But I get revelation. I understand, that's Mike. Oh, okay, that's wisdom. I wouldn't have never said that. So understand how you walk with someone. Understand how you're bound with that spirit. Understand how you see. And all these, if you don't know, that's the question that you ask. And it all propels you deeper in Him. And that's what true intimacy is. Not the huggy bunny stuff. That's great. But true intimacy is knowing someone. I know Apostle Paul. So if you tell me something about him that I know is not right, then I'm not going to believe it because I know. Right? Because I know him. I spend time with him. I understand him and his wife. They know each other. It's a knowing.
Yes.
Right? And that's how we can know the Lord. And what's that word? It says, I'm good with words. The heart is deceitfully wicked. Who can know it?
Yeah.
I can. Right? Because my Father does. So if it's wicked, then I can know it. And then I can get rid of that stuff that is not my Father. Right? You are so empowered, it is ridiculous how much power. And that's the provision of heaven. The provision of heaven is not just money. It's not just food and drink. It's the 7 spirits. It's the 24 elders, 22 elders, the words, the letters, the living creatures. I don't know what the living creatures are, so I don't really have a good revelation of them. But once I need to, once I desire that, then I will. But until I don't, until I have that desire, I won't. I don't know what they look like. You can describe in the Bible, I still can't picture it. But that's just where I am. And that's what's important. We're all on a different step. Going in the same direction. So, that's the word. So, no. So just continue on where you are and continue to seek more and continue to ask questions, especially with each other. We're so powerful together, like I was saying, that it's time. It's time. And the things that we're believing in the Spirit, the things that we're doing in the Spirit are manifesting this time, this now. It's going to wait till you see this glorified muscular body without any. And that's just, what the reason is that I figure if I'm going to walk through this, then my body is going to have a change. If I'm going to walk through a person, then my body needs to be a certain way so that it can do that. Not just in the spirit, but in the natural too, right? So it's not just because I want to look good. That's just all these things will be added unto you. I'm seeking the kingdom first. I want to walk through. I want to keep my body for eternity. I want to keep it so that I can always be connected to this realm, so I can do the things that the Father has for me. So it's not just about looking good. What's your motivation? That's going to be fabulous. But, but it's also, this is what I've spoken. This is what I believe. So I could not have told you and then told you after it happened, or if it didn't happen, then it would have just been my little secret. But it's like going on a diet and say, I'm starting this new diet plan. You tell people about it, then they're going to come ask you questions about it, right? But if you don't, they're going to, they won't know that you're eating cake when you're not supposed to. So there's something about saying it out loud, right? What I'm believing it. Supernaturally. Not working out, not eating right, not doing anything but things in the Spirit. And the Father keeps showing me things to do in the Spirit. So that it's not just, I did one spiritual thing, I believe it, and it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. I can feel things change. I speak light through my joints and marrow and blood and breath, because that's what Ezekiel did to those bones. He spoke to the bones, and then the tendons and all that stuff came to it. So if it worked for him, why can't it work for me?
That's right. That's right.
I'm just asking. Right? So you guys continue on, and it's been great, and hope to see you soon at another school, wherever you are in the Spirit. I'll look for each of you now, because we spent time together all this day. So now I'll come looking for you and see. You look for me, and we'll say happy Shabbat.